Hey there, Sarn Bulbasaur Lover, and last year in 2013, I uh did a ton of videos in countdown to X and Y Pokemon games that I was so excited for and then kind of sucked. But when I figured I really liked doing those, and those are videos that actually kept me doing Pokemon videos. So I figure whenever a new game comes out, Pokemon games coming out, I will keep doing those videos. Now, yes, there is a new Pokemon game coming out. And this is kind of the first trailer. It's the first trailer with like real footage. I mean, there's been a couple other trailers before this, but I don't really care. But Pokemon Omega Ruby and Pokemon Alpha Sapphire, they're remakes of the Pokemon games Ruby and Sapphire, which came out 2003 in America. Now, it takes a number from the X and Y's. It's all 3D. Models and everything. Everything's 3D. It's still 3D. And it's kind of funny because in the show it says, have you ever heard of Mega Evolution happening in any region besides Kalos? And I even think it says it in X and Y, but apparently Mega Evolution does happen. Now, coming November 21st, be counting down every minute of it. Pika! Okay, but, so they're introducing a lot of new Mega Pokemon. I don't know if a lot, but they're introducing a few more Mega Pokemon in this game. So far they've announced 4 more. And Mega Latios, they haven't announced this, but there's Mega Latios and Mega Latias in the coding of X and Y, but no Latiosite, and, well, just, they haven't announced Pokemon, hasn't officially announced it, but in Ruby and Sapphire you get to catch Latios and Latios, depending on the version, so I'm sure the Mega Stone will be in there. And I'm sure with all these new Mega Evolutions, they're just going to update X and Y for the game to incorporate everything else in this game. But, so you get to choose from the Pokemon Trico, Torchic, and Mudkip. 3rd gen, Hoenn region. But, because when they did Black 2, White 2, when you had White and Black Kyurem, for some reason their moves would show up in battling, like, Flash Burn and Freeze Shock, I think. Blast Burn, Freeze Burn, Freezer Burn. But when battling with Black and White, Kyurem would have just Kyurem sprite. So the sprite wasn't in the game, but the moves were for some reason. But the sprites, or the models, aren't even in X and Y for the 4 new Mega Pokemon that have been announced. So, I'm guessing they'll just put some patches in to do this, to add it in, since they can patch stuff now. And they said there won't be any Kalos Pokemon Mega Evolving. You lie, this is number 719. 719 is past Kalos Pokédex. You lied to us. There haven't even been any Mega 5th Gen, but there's a Mega 6th Gen. So the first new Mega Evolution is Mega Sceptile here. When it Mega Evolves, it becomes the Grass Dragon type. With the ability of Lightning Rod, it gets improved speed, which Sceptile already had good speed, and increased special attack, and get attacks with its tail. And the move over here is Leaf Storm. Here's Mega Blaziken, was actually in X and Y, but, you know, has the ability Speed Boost. Still Firefighting gets really increased attack, and Speed Boost increases its speed, and over here it's using Brave Bird. Now Mega Sceptile cuts off its tail for attacks, but it immediately grows back, apparently. So it can use Brave Bird. Mega Swampert, Water Ground type still, with the ability of Swift Swim. Has increased attack, and in the water you'll have double speed as normal. Ability Hammer Arm. And I'm guessing it's going to be called the Swampertite, the Septile, and I guess the Blazekingite. And besides the starters, we have the Mega Sableye here. Dark Ghost type, Magic Bounce. Dark Ghost has a weakness now being Fairy. It has increased defense with that Jewel, increased special attack, and slower speed though, which because of the Jewel it has to carry around. Now, when they were doing Black and White, they were trying to keep Unova, the new Unova, kind of shaded. In the original picture of Black 2, White 2 Unova, Aspertia, Verbank, and all that, plus the Northeast Humalau and all that, and was covered in ice, even though that wasn't actually like that in the game. It was just trying to hide the fact that there was more Unova than you already knew about. Which I think is what they're trying to do here with the Ruby Sapphire Hoenn. All these clouds, I think, are hiding new areas. Now, Hoenn looks pretty similar normally, except for that little black thing in the top, and over by Satopolis and Evergrande, there are a little more rock formations, which were there before, they just didn't appear on the map. Now, on the bottom right there, where there's that cloud, it's the exact area the Battle Frontier was in Emerald, so I'm sure the Battle Frontier will be back here. And over in the little area, there's also another cloud, which looks like there'll be something. The Mach Bike and the Acro Bike return. Mach Bike still lets you do the jumps over the cliffs, as you see on the left, and the Acro Bike on the right lets you climb high areas. Here is Rustboro Gym. And these two trainers are interesting because Youngster Alley and Last Tiana are actual names of trainers on Route 102. Yeah, and the lasses look different. Here's connectivity. It looks a lot like the PSS system, so I'm guessing they're bringing back I'm sure they are bringing back PSS for Ruby Sapphire to connect with X and Y. Here's the trainers, May and Brendan, their respective rooms in Little Root Town. Now it looks like May has a stupid 8GB Wii U and Brendan has an awesome 32GB, which I have some 8GB. And the Unova map in the background looks a little different than the actual Unova. Here's the Pokédex for this. Looks like pretty normal. Team Magma, the two Team Magmas in Pokemon Ruby, they've gotten complete redesigns. In the middle there is Archie. No, that's Maxie. With the male Agman on the left being Tabitha, which I prefer old Tabitha's design, and then the female grunt, and on the right is Agman Courtney and male grunt. Old Tabitha had an awesome cape, and I think he looked awesome. Now, I don't really like the redesigns that much. I like Aqua's redesign, so except Archie in the middle there has boobs. But Shelly looks really nice. I wish she still had her orange hair, but it goes well. Shelly's on the right there. Top right's female Agman. Left there is Matt. I had to actually shrink Matt more than Shelly to actually fit him on the page because he's so big. And then the male Agman on the left. Now, I really prefer these redesigns over Magma. I thought Magma looked fine. Now, of course, Aqua's only in Sapphire, so... And one thing I didn't like about X and Y is that the Grunt Tag 3D models, looks like they took that out. So here's two pictures at Mount Chimney. It just changes stuff, but on the far left, the stuff changes between the two games. On the far left pictures, on the top, very right, is Archie, and the bottom is whatever his name is. Here is Steven Stone, the champion from Ruby and Sapphire. Who knows if he or Wallace is the champion, but my apologies. My name is Steven. These are some places you meet him. That's that one to the east of Fortree, and it looks like he has the secrets to Mega Evolution for you, giving you the Keystone and Mega Stone. Maxie, that's his name. I really like how Archie and Maxie look in the overworld. Now here, it looks like it's going to be a very cinematic game. As you can see Butterfree flying, you can see Mr. whatever his name's boat. And this scene is in Little Root. This could be one of two things. One could be a camera shot coming out of the moving truck and just showing your trainer like gasping at how beautiful it is. Or it could be your trainer creeping out the window at the opposite trainer. I'm thinking it's the first one, but I'm not sure. Now it's time for a story of the history of the Sinnoh region. Hoenn legend. Long, long ago, there appeared in Hoenn two Pokemon of fearsome power. These two became known in later times as Groudon and Kyogre. When Groudon howled, the earth swelled and the land grew wide. The sun blazed overhead, and all the world around the creature was enveloped in incandescent heat. When Kyogre roared, water poured forth, and the sea spread outward. Dark clouds enshrouded the world, and deluge fell upon all. It was a primal age, early in world history. The natural world was overflowing with energy. The energy granted Groudon and Kyogre an overwhelming power. Seeking the ever more of the energy for themselves, the two clashed again, and the battles cast the people and Pokemon of the Hoenn region in great danger. Brimming the overwhelming power granted them the nature's energy. The transformation was named Primal Reversion by later people, and people called their tormentors Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre. So, Primal Groudon here gains heavier. Groudon, as you don't know, is the heaviest Pokemon ever, and he gains 200 pounds during his Primal Reversion. Now, he also gains the ability of, or he also gains the Fire type. And he gains increased attack, more so than he already had. Now this move, the website says, Groudon attacks Pokemon with fire pillars sprung at their opponent. What move is this? Yes, they had to say it like that. But I think, yeah. Now, Kyogre stays water type. Oh, and his ability is different. It's still Drought in some way, but apparently gets buffed somehow. Now, Kyogre is the exact same way. Stays water, though. Primal Reversion, though, makes it grow, like, double in size. And the two pictures there are Steven looking at hieroglyphs of these times. Now, the same thing with this move is Kyogre shoots pillars of water at the opponent. What move is this? And Kyogre has increased special attack, and his Drizzle ability is still Drizzle, but apparently buffed somehow. Mega Diancie here, still a rock fairy type. All we know is that it's Mega Diancie. And lastly, here are the box arts. Primal Kyogre and Primal Groudon appear on the covers of Pokemon Alpha Sapphire and Pokemon Omega Ruby, respectively. Now, my thing, so with Primal Reversion, I'm sure you need some kind of stone, probably the red orb and the blue orb, for it to work. But, do you need a keystone? Is it like Mega Evolution, or is it completely different? And, it's different than Mega Evolution, but is it completely different than Mega Evolution? Do you need new methods to do this? Oh, one thing I didn't mention, the trainers have a Mega Bangle instead of a Mega Ring. But, which makes more sense since the Mega Ring with a bracelet. But, and second, will they change Hoenn to be a little bit more watery well, I mean, the east part of Unova, or Hoenn, is very fiery. The west part is very fiery, the east part is very watery. So, the parts with magma on the west side make sense. But then on the east side make no sense. But then the parts with aqua on the west side make no sense, and the parts with aqua on the east side make sense. But will they make Groudon be found in a different place instead of under the water? And if Primal Reversion is completely different than Mega Evolution, does that mean you can Mega Evolve a Pokemon and Primal Revise a Pokemon in one battle? And second, since Primal Reversion is different than Mega Evolution, since it's not the same name, does that mean Groudon and Kyogre will never get Mega Evolutions? Or will they just stay as their primal form? But that's all there is for Ruby Sapphire right now, or Mega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. couple weeks should be some more information. So I will see you then. I'm on Bulbasaur signing out. Long live Bulbasaur Nation.